There are periods in life when the deepest hurts do not come from strangers, but from those you once trusted. They come from folks you supported, folks you loved, folks you never dreamed would turn against you. And when disloyalty strikes, when lies are spoken, when kindness is repaid with cruelty, something inside you cries out, "Why, God? Why did you let this happen to me?" You stand before God torn between the urge to defend yourself and the command to remain silent. But hear this truth clearly today. God notices every tear, every word spoken in the dark, every wrong done to you, and He never lets it go unanswered. You may not see His involvement immediately, but make no mistake, God deals with those who hurt you. You don't have to fight for yourself when you belong to God. You don't have to chase revenge when heaven is your defender. The instant someone lifts their hand or tongue against you unfairly, the instant someone plots against your peace, they place themselves in opposition not to you but to God. And when God rises to defend His own, no person, no power, no scheme can stand against Him. That is why the wisest thing you can ever do is stay calm when you are wronged. Because your silence is not weakness. It is divine confidence. You are saying to God, "I trust you to handle what I cannot," and He always does. You may not see immediate justice because God's way is not hasty. It is perfect. His timing is not delayed. It is deliberate. He does not respond to your pain with quick emotion. He responds with eternal accuracy. The same God who arranges the stars will arrange your clearing of guilt. He will not simply return what was taken. He will multiply it. He will not only quiet your accusers, He will make them witnesses of your rising. That's how God deals with those who hurt you. He turns their evil into the very platform for your promotion. There are people who hurt you thinking they could stop you, but they didn't realize they were pushing you into the arms of divine destiny. Suffering becomes a classroom where God trains you for strength, patience, and wisdom. The betrayal that broke your heart was also the very key that unlocked your maturation. The rejection that wounded you was the force that pushed you toward God's embrace. God does not allow pain without purpose. He uses everything, even what was meant for your harm, to shape you into someone who cannot be destroyed by simple words or wounds. When people hurt you, the first urge is to fight back, to defend your name, to prove your worth. But when you truly understand who you are and who your defender is, you realize you don't need to prove anything. Let God speak for you. Let time reveal what truth cannot hide. The same mouth that lied about you will one day confess that they were wrong. The same eyes that looked down on you will one day look up to you. And it won't be because you sought revenge. It will be because God honored your self-control. You must understand this. When God sees someone harming His child, He takes it personally. At the moment they rise against you, they step into divine judgment. God may not strike immediately because He gives time for regret. But if they keep up their cruelty, He removes His protection from their path. Life begins to confront them with the consequences of their actions. Their peace fades. Their plans fail. Their heart grows restless. They think they are free, but they are walking under a shadow of accountability. God never forgets the pain inflicted on the innocent. Sometimes you may watch those who hurt you succeed, laugh, and move forward as if they've won. But don't be deceived by the surface. God is not blind and His justice is not late. The same people who mocked your tears will one day witness your triumph. The same ones who thought you were finished will marvel when they see you standing stronger than before. Because when God restores, He doesn't just return what was taken. He elevates you beyond recognition. There's a reason God tells you to keep your heart pure, even in the face of betrayal. If you allow bitterness to take root, you invite the same darkness that once wounded you. Bitterness ties you to those who hurt you. Pardoning frees you. Pardoning doesn't mean what they did was right. It means you are handing their case over to God. You are saying, "This is too heavy for me to carry, so I give it to you." And when you do, you make room for God to act. But if you keep holding on, He steps back because He will not fight where you insist on controlling the battle. Let go and you will see what divine justice truly looks like. God will expose lies without you speaking a word. He will lift your name higher without your effort. He will bless you publicly where you were humiliated privately. He will replace the tears they caused with laughter they will never understand. That is how God repays pain with purpose, power, and peace. And sometimes His justice looks different from what you expect. Sometimes instead of punishing your enemies, He changes their hearts. The one who hurt you may one day return broken, humbled and transformed by the very hand of God. That is also justice. Because God is not merely interested in punishing. He is interested in teaching. His justice restores order, corrects pride, and reveals truth. Whether He humbles them or heals them, He always defends His own. There are moments when God allows your enemies to rise, not to defeat you, but to demonstrate His strength through you. He lets them speak, accuse, and conspire. Then He dismantles their plans before your eyes, not because you fought them, but because He wanted everyone to see that no one can curse what He has blessed. Your very survival becomes a sermon. Your peace becomes proof that divine protection is real. You must also understand that when God deals with those who hurt you, He does it in a way that preserves your dignity. He doesn't lower you to their level. He lifts you to a higher one. While they are busy fighting you, He is busy blessing you. While they waste energy plotting against you, He is using that same time to build your future. This is why you must not retaliate, because while you are trying to get even, God is trying to get you ahead. The one who gossiped about you will soon see your name honored. The one who betrayed you will witness your peace. The one who laughed at your struggle will watch as you flourish in silence. Because when God clears your name, He does it without noise. His justice does not come with chaos. It comes with clarity. It comes with results that no lie can erase. Do not ever think that God's justice is asleep. Sometimes He waits so that your heart remains pure when the blessing arrives, because He knows if He acted too soon, your heart might still be angry. But when you heal, when you release, when you trust Him fully, He moves. He opens doors you never imagined. He brings opportunities that silence every critic. He elevates you beyond every insult. And the beauty is He does it so gracefully that you don't even feel the need to say, "Look at me now." You simply walk in peace while others wonder how you did it. And this is how God teaches your enemies a lesson without words. He lets them watch your growth. He lets them see you thrive in the very area they tried to destroy. He lets your joy shine in places they thought would stay dark. That silent success is His judgment. He does not need to humiliate them. Your peace is enough. Your restoration is the proof of His power. But there's something deeper you must grasp. The people who hurt you are also instruments in your improvement. Without their betrayal, you might never have discovered your toughness. Without their lies, you might never have learned to stand on truth alone. Without their rejection, you might never have learned that your worth does not depend on human approval. So when you look back, thank God not for the pain, but for the power it produced in you. Because through their cruelty, you found clarity. Through their rejection, you found God's guidance. And that is the mystery of divine justice. God not only deals with those who hurt you externally, He transforms what they did into strength within you. You become wiser, calmer, and more grounded. What once would have broken you now cannot even shake you. The same words that once wounded you lose their power. You rise above, and that is victory. Sometimes God allows people to hurt you to test what you will do with the pain. Will you curse or will you trust? Will you plot revenge or surrender it to Him? Because how you handle pain determines how He handles your advancement. Those who respond in bitterness stay bound to their wounds. Those who respond in trust rise to new levels. Every act of surrender becomes a seed for future blessing. Do not let the cruelty of others turn you into what you are not. You are not bitter. You are not vengeful. You are not weak. You are chosen. And those who hurt the chosen cannot escape the eyes of God. They can hide behind false smiles. They can speak behind your back. But they cannot outrun divine sight. God sees through every disguise. He knows the motives, the lies, the manipulation, and He knows exactly when and how to respond. When He moves, He doesn't need your help. He doesn't need your explanation. He doesn't even need your awareness. He moves quietly, decisively, powerfully. He rearranges circumstances, shifts opportunities, and exposes deception. He brings truth to light so clearly that even your enemies have to admit they were wrong. That is how He works. Not through noise, but through undeniable results. So stop worrying about what they're saying, what they're plotting, or what they're doing. The more you focus on them, the less you focus on God. The more you defend yourself, the less you allow Him to defend you. Keep your eyes on Him. Let your peace be your protest. Let your silence be your shield. Because while you stay calm, heaven is moving. And when the time comes, the tables will turn. Those who spoke against you will come seeking your help. Those who tried to break you will need your mercy. Those who thought you were finished will see that you were only being repositioned. And when that happens, do not gloat. Show grace. Because showing grace in the moment of power is the highest form of victory. That's how God wants to deal with those who hurt you through you, not just around you. He wants your response to reflect His strength. He wants your peace to reveal His sovereignty. He wants your forgiveness to display His wisdom. Because in the end, the way you respond will speak louder than what they did. And as you keep walking, something beautiful begins to happen. You no longer feel the sting of their betrayal, because you are too busy walking in blessing. You no longer replay their words because you are too filled with gratitude. You stop looking back because what's ahead is too bright to be compared with what's behind. That is the ultimate justice. When you no longer need to see them punished because you are too blessed to care. When your peace becomes deeper than their offense. When your joy becomes louder than their lies. When your growth becomes your testimony. That's when you truly see how God deals with those who hurt you. He doesn't just quiet your enemies. He transforms you into living proof that no weapon formed against you can succeed. He makes you rise not with vengeance, but with vision. Not with anger, but with authority. Not with pride, but with peace. And through it all, he reminds you no one can block what he has ordained. No one can destroy what he has built. No one can curse whom he has blessed. What was meant to break you has only revealed that you are unbreakable. And that quietly, powerfully, divinely is how God deals with those who hurt you. And when you walk with God long enough, you begin to see his patterns in how he deals with those who hurt you. God does not always strike immediately. Sometimes he allows time to expose truth. He lets arrogance grow until it collapses under its own weight. He lets deceit rise high enough for everyone to see before it crumbles into shame. When someone harms you, you may wonder why God stays silent. But his silence is never absence, it is strategy. He waits until the perfect moment when his justice will teach not only the offender, but the entire world watching that no evil done against the innocent ever escapes his law. The same pain that you thought would destroy you becomes the evidence that you were never alone. God's hand has been upon you even in your lowest moments. Every wound you received was under his observation. Every betrayal was within his permission. Her music, but remember, this permission is not approval. God allows certain things not because he agrees with them, but because he intends to use them. The betrayal was not a victory for your enemies. It was an opportunity for God to reveal his sovereignty. They thought they were in control. They were merely playing a role in a divine story they could not comprehend. When God begins to move in your defense, he does not always announce it with thunder. Sometimes his justice comes in quiet shifts. A plan that suddenly fails, a door that mysteriously closes, an influence that fades without explanation. Those who spoke against you may not even realize why their power diminishes, but you will know. You will feel the unseen protection that surrounds you, the peace that guards your heart even when storms rise. That peace is not weakness. It is proof that God has taken the case into his own hands. And in those moments when you are tempted to ask, when will I see the results? Remember that God is not governed by your schedule. He is not late. He is thorough. He works not just to repay you, but to refine you. His goal is not simply to silence your enemies, but to elevate you into a position where their actions can no longer affect you. Because true victory is not watching them fall. It's reaching a level where their existence no longer disturbs your peace. Do not underestimate the wisdom of God's justice. He knows when a heart needs correction, when a hand needs restraint, and when a tongue needs silence. He knows how to expose a lie without shaming, and how to humble pride without destruction. His way of dealing with people is layered with mercy and precision. Sometimes he will bring a person face to face with their wrongdoing through life itself, through losses, delays, or struggles that mirror the pain they caused others. This is not cruelty. This is divine reflection. God uses life as a mirror, and each person eventually sees themselves in it. You must learn to rest in that truth. You are not required to watch your enemies suffer to know that God has acted. You only need to walk forward with dignity, knowing that everything unfolds according to his order. The one who caused your pain may never apologize, may never even acknowledge the wrong, but they will never escape the awareness of divine justice. So release them and free yourself. When you let go of vengeance, you step out of the courtroom and allow God to judge righteously. There are seasons when God will not only defend you, but also use the very harm intended against you to push you into purpose. The slander that tried to bury your name may force you to build something new, something greater. The rejection that broke your heart may open the path to new alliances, new strength, new calling. When God allows harm, it is because he intends to harvest from it. He transforms pain into power, betrayal into wisdom, loss into testimony. Let this truth settle deep in your spirit. God does not forget what others forget. People may dismiss what they did. Time may pass and memories may fade. But God keeps track, not because he is vengeful, but because he is just. And when the time comes, he balances every scale. He lifts those who trusted him in silence and humbles those who built their pride upon deceit. His justice is complete. It leaves no wound unhealed and no cruelty unanswered. Sometimes his justice is not destruction. It is revealing. God will allow those who hurt you to live long enough to see your rise. That is his way of teaching humility. He does not need to destroy your enemies. He simply needs to bless you in their presence. When your peace, your growth, and your joy become undeniable, that becomes their correction. Without a word spoken, your life becomes a sermon that humbles the arrogant. Do not let your pain turn into a desire for revenge. Let it turn into trust. Because revenge belongs to those who doubt God's justice. Trust belongs to those who know who He is. The moment you stop seeking to prove yourself and start resting in His plan, you begin to see His hand moving in places you never expected. The same people who try to hurt, you will unknowingly pave the way for blessing. They may speak ill of you to someone, and that very conversation may introduce your name to the person destined to elevate you. God has no limitations in how He brings justice. He uses everything, even the words of your enemies, to work for your good. The longer you walk with God, the more you understand that His justice is never partial. It may take time, but it is perfect. You don't need to wish evil upon anyone. You only need to wish for truth. Because when truth comes, everything false must crumble. Lies can stand for a while, but truth stands forever. And God is truth itself. When He stands, no deception can endure. When you find yourself in pain caused by others, ask God not only to deal with them, but to keep your own heart pure. Because if your heart becomes bitter, the enemy wins twice, once through their action and again through your reaction. Guard your spirit. Keep your soul soft enough to hear God, but strong enough to withstand cruelty. God's blessings flow through clean hearts, not wounded egos. So keep your heart clean, and your reward will come without struggle. And there is something else that many forget sometimes. The way God deals with those who hurt you is by letting you see their pain. The ones who wounded you were often wounded themselves. They acted from their own insecurity, jealousy, or brokenness. God may open your eyes not to justify their behavior, but to free you from hatred. Because when you see that their cruelty was born from weakness, not power, you stop giving their actions authority over your peace. Understanding brings freedom. God's justice often begins the moment you release the burden. When you say, God, I won't carry this pain any longer. It's yours now. That's when He moves. Because as long as you hold it, He won't touch it. But when you let it go, His power takes over. Suddenly, peace replaces anger, clarity replaces confusion, and favor begins to flow again. You stop wasting energy fighting battles that were never yours. You start walking lightly, confidently, unbothered, because you know that heaven fights for you. And what a relief it is to realize that you don't need to control outcomes. You don't need to correct every lie, respond to every insult, or chase every rumor. You are not here to prove yourself. You are here to live in truth. God will prove you better than you ever could. He will defend your name in ways your words cannot. He will bring light to what others tried to keep in darkness. When you belong to Him, you are never truly at the mercy of anyone's opinion. Those who hurt you will eventually face the mirror of their own deeds. Life will bring them moments that reflect what they have done. Not because God delights in pain, but because He teaches through experience. And while they learn, you will flourish. While they wrestle with guilt, you will walk in peace. While they wonder how you survived, you will thrive with grace they cannot understand. That is divine balance. God's justice is never about destruction. It's about revelation, transformation, and restoration. He will restore what was taken from you, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually. The joy they tried to steal will return many times over. The opportunities they blocked will multiply. The strength they underestimated will become your new identity. Because when God restores, He never gives back the same. He gives better, richer, fuller. You may not always see the process, but trust the outcome. You may not always feel His hand, but you will recognize His results. God never forgets, and He never fails. The longer you trust Him, the more you will see how every injustice becomes an ingredient in your divine story. Those who hurt you will fade, but what you gain will last forever. And when you look back, you will no longer remember the pain. You will remember the power. That is how God deals with those who hurt you. Not with chaos, but with clarity. Not with anger, but with order. Not with wrath, but with wisdom. He fights for you not by lowering Himself to human emotion, but by raising you above it. He blesses you beyond expectation, and that blessing itself becomes your justice. So stand still. Let peace replace your need for control. Let faith rise higher than your pain. Let time reveal what truth cannot hide. Because in the end you will see that everything done against you only pushed you closer to your destiny. You will see that your enemies were never in control. God was. You will see that His justice was working even in silence. And you will understand with every fiber of your soul that no one who harms a heart surrendered to God ever wins. God always wins. And when He wins, so do you, my beloved. Listen closely. Because this is the moment where truth must enter your heart like a blazing fire. You have cried, you have bled, and you have been misunderstood. But do not let the wounds of betrayal make you doubt the hand of God upon your life. The pain was not sent to destroy you. It was sent to define you. Every tear you cried was collected by God. Every injustice you faced was recorded in His book. And every time they spoke against you, every time they tried to bring you down, God was silently building your testimony. Do you not know that when God lifts a person, no tongue can curse what He has chosen to bless? Those who spoke against you will one day see the very hand they mocked become the hand God uses to bring blessing to others. They will see the same person they rejected walking in the very favor they thought they could block. God will not only restore what you lost, He will make you shine with a glory that comes only through endurance, humility, and trust in Him. There are moments in life when silence becomes your greatest weapon. When God tells you not to fight back, it's because He is preparing to speak for you. The same mouths that criticized you will one day confess, surely God was with them. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to defend yourself. When you walk with God, your proof is your peace. Your evidence is your endurance. And your victory is your calm in the storm. Those who hurt you thought they were breaking you, but they were unknowingly positioning you for divine acceleration. God does not forget the wounded. God does not abandon the betrayed. God does not ignore the cries of the faithful. He lifts the humble and brings down the arrogant. You may not see His justice immediately, but when it comes with weight. It comes with truth. It comes with such precision that no one can deny His power. Stop worrying about revenge. Stop replaying the pain. Stop imagining how it will all unfold. God already has the script written. What you lost in tears, He will return in triumph. What was meant to humiliate you will become the story that honors you. The one who hurt you may sleep peacefully now, but they cannot hide from the timing of God. His justice may be delayed in your eyes, but it is never denied in His plan. He waits until the moment brings maximum transformation for them and for you. Do not let bitterness take root. Bitterness keeps you chained to what God is trying to release you from. When you forgive, you are not excusing the wrong. You are freeing your soul to receive new blessings. You are telling God, I trust you more than I trust my pain. Forgiveness does not make you weak. It proves your faith is stronger than your wounds. When you release what hurt you, you make room for what will heal you. Some of you listening right now have carried pain for too long. You've been waiting for an apology that may never come. You've been waiting for them to realize how deeply they wounded you. But listen, your healing does not depend on their awareness. It depends on your surrender. When you finally hand your pain to God, you will feel peace rise like the morning sun. You will feel the weight of your suffering turn into the wisdom of your spirit. And in that moment, you will know God has dealt with it. Every hurt was allowed for a higher purpose. Every betrayal was preparation for a new chapter. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt by the Master's hand. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned for a divine unveiling. The people who walked away were part of God's separation process. He removed them not because you weren't good enough, but because your destiny was too sacred for small hearts to carry. So now rise up, wipe your tears, speak strength to your own soul. Tell your heart, I will not be defined by what they did. I will be refined by what God is doing. Because the same God who watched you cry will soon make others witness your rising. The same God who saw your suffering in silence will soon display your breakthrough in the open. If you have ever been wronged, hurt, or betrayed, lift your hands in your heart right now and say, God, I give it to you. Say it until your heart believes it. Because the moment you release it, God begins to rewrite your story. You are not stepping into defeat. You are stepping into destiny. You are not a victim. You are a vessel of divine purpose. And remember this, God will never let pain end your story. He always allows pain to birth power. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and say, it was good that I was afflicted because it pushed me into the arms of God. You will thank Him for the betrayal that taught you discernment. You will thank Him for the rejection that opened new doors. You will thank Him for the silence that made you strong. The one who hurt you is no longer in control of your destiny. God is. The chapter of pain is closing and the chapter of peace is beginning. Walk in it. Speak life over it and trust that what God is about to do for you will be so glorious, so complete that even your enemies will have to bow in acknowledgement not to you, but to the power of God that sustained you. So go forward with faith. Walk with calm assurance. Keep your heart pure, your spirit humble, and your eyes fixed on God. Because when He decides to deal with those who hurt you, He does it in such a way that it not only defends your name, it elevates your purpose. Let God have the final word, and watch how His justice transforms your pain into the most radiant expression of His glory.